Okay, so today we're going to learn how to do the TG movie deck flip. This is a really popular cardistry move. It was created by a man named TG Murphy, and I first learned it from the Dan and Dave Trilogy Disc 3. It's a move you'll see a lot of cardists do, and it's particularly common to do at the end of a series of cuts, for example, where people might finish off with the deck flip. So to start, we're going to start in the mechanics grip. So this is just with your thumb along this long edge here, your middle ring and pinky fingers along the other edge, and your index finger is going to curl underneath here like this. Now to start the deck flip, what you're going to do is actually create some tension between your index finger here and your thumb. So I'm going to push up with my index, down with my thumb, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to release the pressure by releasing these three fingers here, and the deck is going to spin around my thumb, and it's going to need to spin 360 degrees, like so. Now when you're performing this, what I see a lot of people do is they can either sometimes learn it the wrong way, so they'll try and flip it so that it goes against their thumb out of their hand. It's a pretty inefficient way to do that, or to flip the deck over. You really want it to move around the thumb like that, and really all of the energy that's going to flip the deck over needs to be created by the tension you create with your index pushing against your thumb. So upwards with your index and down with your thumb. What you will see some people do is they'll try and throw the packet or the deck like that. You don't want to do that. There should be no action of throwing the cards. We're not trying to use our wrist to throw them upward. All of the energy needs to come from your finger and your thumb. So as you'll see with mine, I'm trying to minimize the wrist movement, so you don't want it flicking or otherwise pushing the cards up. It needs to be flipped purely by the tension that you're creating. So just like so. And you want that nice 360 degree spin. You also don't want to throw the cards too far into the air. Personally, and this is just my opinion, I think a deck flip looks the best when it's kept really tight in the hand, like so. I'm not throwing it up trying to get airtime with it. I'm literally just trying to keep it the tightest rotation that I can, as close to my hand as possible. That's how I think it looks the best. So again, we'll just start by pushing up with our index, down with the thumb, and then the action that's going to create the flip is I'm effectively going to push out all of my fingers like this. So in that motion, I spread out my hand, and that provides the best platform for the cards to land. So you're creating the tension and then you're releasing it, but at the same time you're just extending all of your fingers like so. So again, there's no throwing, there's no wrists working here to push the cards around. You may initially struggle with maybe a card flying off from the top or the bottom. That's normal, and one thing I would recommend, particularly when you're first practicing this move, if that's an issue, is to just cut the cards, and that will tend to give you top and bottom cards which are a bit more stuck to the cards beneath them, because there's been a little bit of pressure on them from the other cards from being in the middle. So give them a nice cut and then practice your deck flip. So again, not throwing, all pressure, extending the fingers, and that's what's giving you the action, and you're letting it revolve around the thumb, and it's going counterclockwise like so. One of my favorite applications for the deck flip is you can actually do a one-handed cut like so. by just taking a portion of the cards. I think it's best done with about a third, and just putting them face up on top. And then if you execute a deck flip, what actually happens is that this packet that's upright will flip, and then during this they will separate, and that packet will just go down into your hand like that, so it's only on 180 degrees, whereas the other packet is going to flip all the way around and back on top. So they're both now facing the correct way, so just like that. And there's no additional technique required except for maybe a little bit of practice just to get comfortable with that. But basically you just turn over a third of the cards, execute the deck flip, and it almost happens automatically. So you just simply turn over about a third and then just execute. One thing I will say, it helps if the cards have a slight bow in them, so a slight bend. So best bent sort of in this direction. Reason for that is just so that you create a bit of a gap. So you can see here, this is where it makes it easier for them to separate once you toss them into the air. So that's a TG Murphy deck flip. I think it's an awesome move. I do it all the time. It's a great little fidget move. It's great when you've just completed a flourish, and it's a great little finisher. I think it looks awesome, and it's one of the most popular moves in Cardistry. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed the tips, and enjoy.